You're outdated. We're done here, the CEO hissed. I nodded once. Understood. That was the moment the retirement trust activated its voting rights. By Monday morning, the board convened an emergency meeting to answer a single, panicked question. Who just fired the person who owns 76% of the shares? I'll get there, but betrayal always announces itself before it strikes. He asked her out in the conference room, under fluorescent lights, with the audacity of a man who believes consequences are for other people. He didn't lower his voice. He didn't look away from me. He smiled like a knife polished for display. She glanced at me. A pause. A calculation. "Yes," she said. I stayed silent. Silence can be armor. Silence can be a promise. We had built something once, she and I, out of late nights and shared risk. I funded her first venture when no one else would. I turned down a board seat to give her space. I believed in clean lines and mutual respect. I believed loyalty was currency that compounded. I was wrong about one thing. I believed it would be returned. The signs had been there. The sudden calendar blocks she couldn't explain, the way her phone turned face down when he entered the room, the emails that stopped including me, then resumed with a different tone. Small shifts, quiet erasures. Betrayal rarely arrives loudly. It edits you out. The truth surfaced on a rainy Thursday when a junior associate, hands shaking, eyes apologetic, sent me a forwarded chain, legal drafts, term sheets, a carve-out that gutted my equity while keeping my name on the risk. They called it a restructure. I called it theft with manners. That night, I didn't confront anyone. I poured a drink I didn't touch and watched the city pulse like a living system. Pain tried to take the wheel. I didn't let it. Pain is loud. Planning is quiet. I built the plan the way I build everything, layered, patient, documented. Surveillance first, nothing illegal, just attentive. Access logs, metadata, calendar overlaps, patterns that told a story without ever speaking. Evidence next. I asked questions that sounded harmless and received answers that were devastating. I retained counsel through a family office no one associated with me. I moved capital through vehicles older than both of them combined. And then, the retirement trust. My grandfather's idea. Conservative, boring, untouchable. It owned the long view. It also owned my silence, by design. Weeks passed. They mistook my calm for weakness. They mistook my absence for surrender. He strutted, she glowed. I smiled when required and vanished when not. Execution is a sequence, not a spectacle. First move, governance. The trust exercised dormant voting rights during a routine compliance window. Perfectly legal, perfectly timed. Second move, liquidity. I triggered a clause buried on page 87, one I had insisted on years ago and they had mocked. It forced a buyback at a valuation calculated before their restructure. Numbers don't argue, they just arrive. Third move, daylight. The board received a packet at 7:58 a.m. Audit trails, correspondence, a clean narrative stitched together by facts. No adjectives, just gravity. By 9:03, the CEO was sweating. By 9:07, he was angry. By 9:11, he was pleading. "You can't do this," he said, voice cracking as if that might change arithmetic. "I'm not," I replied. "You did." She watched from the corner, color draining from her face as the room rearranged itself around the truth. She tried to meet my eyes. I didn't give them to her. Closure is overrated. Consequences are not. When the CEO finally found his spine, he leaned toward me and spat the words he thought would wound me. "You're outdated. We're done here." I gave him the only response worth giving. Understood. The chair cleared his throat. The trust's representative spoke once. A vote was called. The CEO's contract terminated for cause. The board reconstituted itself in real time, like a body shedding poison. Afterward, in the quiet hallway where ambition goes to die, she caught up to me. "I didn't know," she said. "That's the lie people tell when they know exactly what they're doing but dislike the ending." "You knew enough," I said. "You just mispriced me." She reached for my arm. I stepped aside. There's a strange peace in watching the story you survived finally tell itself. I didn't gloat. I didn't raise my voice. I signed what needed signing and left the building as I had always entered it, unnoticed. Power doesn't announce itself. It accumulates. I don't regret the silence. It bought me clarity. I don't regret the patience. It bought me justice. And I don't regret the ending, because endings are only cruel when they're undeserved. They thought I was background, a line item, a legacy name without teeth. They were wrong. By Monday morning, the board knew exactly who they had tried to erase, and when her face went blank, it wasn't shock, it was recognition. I was never outdated.